So this has been a great month for me. I'll be really honest. This whole month of heart has been one of my favorite themes that I have actually worked with in all these years, almost 12 years. I really, wherever I'm at in my life, I really resonated to that. And it's interesting, I was talking about when jumping in the quantum field and all these messages you get, and Karen Lieberman telling me to clear my pockets. And this is actually the mic, so that's okay, Karen. But I'm not kidding. She used to tell me, she goes, I just love what you do, but can I talk to you about your pants? And I know that's very rare for anyone to tell us anything that they would like us to correct while we're up here. But I'm just saying that it was hysterical. And she would go, because it really, and she's going on and on. So thank you, Karen, but we miss you, actually. That's what I have to say. This month we've had From the Heart, Obey the Heart, and Heart on Fire was last week. And that was all about passion. Wow. So I found this, I went all week trying to find out what heart in action, because that's today's, heart in action. Because it's really, for me, I can have all the love in my heart and I can have all the love, but if I don't take it into action and I don't put it out into my world, and I'm not just talking about going out and doing things for people, that's all a part of it, but I'm talking about the heart in action that we never see. And one of the quotes that Ernest Holmes, he said he often spoke about love, which was the heart for him, as the highest vibration. I believe that. The highest vibration, the most powerful healing force. This teaching reminds me constantly, it's the healing force and the creative principle behind all of life. Because our heart, our love, our creative force never stops creating, even when we get our bloated nothingness in the way, right? That's a big catchphrase. The reason I'm thinking of it is we miss our Rob Jones too, and he loved the bloated nothingness. He was in our practitioner class, and he did a wonderful demonstration about what it's like to be your bloated nothingness. And it really made you not ever want to clog the divine circuits again. But it says, Ernest Holmes often spoke about love as the highest vibration, the most powerful healing force, and the creative principle behind all life. But in Science of Mind, love isn't just a feeling. Now, we're talk about getting back to feeling all the time, but he says it's not just a feeling, it's a force that must be expressed and embodied through action. The only reason I think that we're even here today is because the creative force, call it God, call it Mickey Mouse, I don't really care what you call it, because it is a force that said, I have an expression. I used to use this a lot when I first started here on the island. I would say, God had this incredible idea, this force had an idea, Patrick. And each one of you, I have an idea, and it just kept doing this. So even when we're blocking those currents, it's still saying, that's how I'll be back, because I'm going to go around this and create. So I have an opening question for you, and that is, do we always see a heart in action? Do we always see a heart in action? Which made me think, because I thought, what does that really mean for me? And I think I see what love, the heart, can demonstrate, what it creates. I'm looking at it right now. What the heart, but there is so much heart that no one sees. And that's the heart when you make decisions and you start to make your way towards your heart's desire. And no one sees that. No one sees the amount of work that a ballet dancer puts upon their bodies and puts up on the bar and does these incredible things. Our wonderful niece used to go through, when she was in ballet, 30 pairs of ballet shoes, like one after another, because of all that she was doing to her body. We only saw the performance. And that's okay. We're really not supposed to follow her around on the bar and watch everything that she's doing. But I think it takes a moment for us all to realize that the heart in action is so many other things. We see the home runs. We see the Oscars. We see the things that happen. We see the results. Swimming. I'm looking at this man right now. Swimming coach, I better say that before I go swimming. I'm looking at this man right now. What that means is, I was thinking of Michael Phelps. And when I get divinely guided, it says, check him out. I said, I already know about Michael Phelps, but I'm thinking, 23 gold medals. 23. And wow. But I checked out more about the heart of action that took him to the 23 gold medals. The endless days in the water. The endless days of swimming. And what I hear is he actually wasn't born like, I must swim. I heard that he was not, the moment that he had a little boy, he's destined for gold medals. No, but he said, no, this is something I have to do. And all 365 days a year, his heart was in action when we were not there. 365 days of being in that water and swimming and watching his friends go off and have a good time. It's summer, let's party, let's do whatever it is. But he said no. And I like this this quote, and it really affected me. And I thought, why did he do that? And this was his answer. I found something I love and never gave up. How many times in our lives do we find what we love and we listen or we do whatever, or it's too scary, or, we can use excuses, till we're blue in the face of it, and some of them are valid. But at the end of the day, what is it that we love that is our heart in action? Ernest Holmes continues to tell us that love is an unseen energy that drives our deepest desires. We may not see it, but we feel it driving us when we surrender to it. And that's what I feel. You know what that's like when you really want something. We never see the mom and dad that worked, 3 jobs so that they could just get the mortgage for a home. Because their heart's desire was saying, I have to do this. We don't see the couples that have been, their heart desires to have a child and go year after year and trying, and this is, and especially with adoption, right? I know some friends of mine, gay adoption years ago was just unheard of. And this gentleman that we know was single. He said, I have a heart's desire. I'm single and I'm gay. I think I'll adopt. I'm single and I'm gay. I think I'll adopt. But nothing, and I remember watching him year after year doing foster care and doing all this stuff, and I'm thinking, wow, I might have given up by now, man. But he didn't. And right now he's got his little boy as I'm speaking to you right here. And he's got his little boy in his life. And he didn't say, I'll find a partner so that I can fulfill my heart's desire so I can have my child. Do you see how wonderful? And then guess what? We're not alone. Because this force, this incredible quantum force that I call the field, is right behind you going, go for it. But so many times, I know for myself, I want, you go first, and then show me that I can do it, and then I'll do it. But that's not how we know that it works. I always love that idea of the Red Sea and the parting, and said, not until every woman and child and man is in the midst of that will I part those seas. Now that's a made-up version, but that's kind of our life. Hello, Quanta. She's going in the basket. He also said this, our wonderful Michael Phelps, if you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do. And that is how CSL Kaua'i was created. There are many, many people that are more than capable of running centers, I'm sure. They're all over the world, by the way. But I think this really hit me today and this week when I thought of all of the unseen actions, all the unseen choices that were made that brought us here today that no one ever knew. It's wonderful. You go to a play. Now, here's the deal. I go to a play and I want to see the finished production and I want to be swept up in the movie, right? I'm not going all through the movie, oh, I wonder how they funded this. That was a lot of extra stuff. I wonder how did they get that actress? I bet it was really difficult to get. You're watching the movie, you're watching the results. But let us never forget that if there is something that we are enjoying and that we love, including our partners, including the people that we are in our life, remember, they had a lot of choices. Rita had a lot of choices before she went and found her best choice. Wait, no, I'm sorry, I was channeling someone. I'm walking away, you guys, to get this water. You know, I try to do stuff that goes, I'm not bringing any humor into this damn talk today. It's impossible. Just so you'll know, when we look for our gifts and our heart in action, that's part of who I am. Would you not agree? And sometimes it's exciting, and then at other times in my life it has been annoying. And guess what? After this week, I'm going to tell you where I'm at. The only respect I'm looking for is my own. That's the only respect I'm ever going to need. Everything beyond that is just like icing on the cake, man. When you completely can honor, I looked at Rita and we had quite a week. It was a beautiful week. Lots of stuff. And that's all. And then at the end of the week, what's really horrible is you realize it was just stuff and it wasn't. Sometimes we make things bigger than they are. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I have made things huge when they don't have to be. Spirit, I know, it's almost, kiddo. I wanted to just talk a moment about this thing called spiritual mind treatment that I believe, let my heart talk. I believe it has been, could have been, should have been at the forefront of our journey here on this island. Because I believe it changes lives, but not the words, not the prayers. Prayers mean nothing. Words mean nothing unless you can activate it and put it from the heart and put it into action. The choices, bless you, the choices and the things that occurred to bring us all here together is miraculous to me. The odds, and that's why we were laughing the other day, not laughing like ha-ha, but kind of like, sarcastically laughing. But about that idea that you were going, year 12, wow. I should be on one of those floaties in the pool, going, wow, everything's set in motion. And then spirit and life says, oh, is that what you thought year 12 was going to be about? Because year 12 is about change, right? We're always changing. That's the thing in relationships. I think relationships thrive when it's not that we are hoping that something doesn't change, but when we're looking and we're curious about what the new change is going to become. Oh my God. Isn't that beautiful? Especially if you're in any kind, we're all in a relationship. I don't know if you knew that. How you feeling about it? Yeah. I think so. I know so. So, what I meant about spiritual mind treatment, this is what our Ernest Holmes, the founder, and I'm going to go back to why I believe that if everyone knew, and we're going to go out into this island, if everyone knew the power that you possess, right here and right now, without another thing that you have to figure out or fix or manipulate, not manipulate necessarily, but move, the energy moving, is that it's incredible. So we've been sitting on a gold mine, and Ernest Holmes says, love isn't just an abstract thing. He talks about spiritual mind treatment. It's something we activate through affirmative prayer, aligning ourselves with the divine love and expressing it outwardly, going back to where we began with Roseanne, the bloated nothingness in the way of the divine circuits. That's all that's standing in our way. That is all that spiritual mind treatment says. When you tell me blah, 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 what's going on in your life, I'm saying, thank you for sharing. Now I'm going to tell you something. I see you, I know you, you are the highest expression of this power that we've been speaking of. And if I know him, so it's all right, everyone. They go, why is he all talking in Kurt's face? Well, I'm telling you, you sit in the front row, man. So this is what I'm going to, do you mind if I do a treatment for you right now? Not because you need it, not because you ask, but I do have to ask you. Always ask, don't be treating on people when they didn't ask. It's okay when they go by. What are we treating for when the fire trucks or the ambulance? We treat for the highest good. So I'm going to tell you what I know about Kurt. Right here and right now. This is what I know. I'm allowing myself to be activated by a power that created every single breath that's in this room. And I'm going to tell you what I know about Kurt from this place of my heart in action. That there is a power that's in me that has the authority to speak my word for and about this incredible, loving, beautiful man that we call Kurt. Whatever is happening in Kurt's life, I know that it is happening at the highest vibration possible. I know that anything in the third dimension that might be snagging or clogging, it's gone. It cannot exist because I am not allowing that existing right here and right now, Kurt. Kurt is love personified. This is like a celebrity has arrived here today, a celebrity of love, of joy, of peace. So whatever it is that Kurt wants to receive in this moment has already been received in the mind of good. There's no time, there's no space, so there's nothing to wait for. I am so grateful to allow myself to be open as a conduit for and about Kurt. So whatever it is, my friend, whatever is in that beautiful mind of whatever your heart's desire is, it is done. And with gratitude in my heart, because why am I grateful? Because it's already done. And I let that be so. Now the only thing I need to do is get my bloated nothingness out of the way and allow the divine circuit to move through and complete this demonstration. And so it is.